Welcome everybody to Red's Ramblings. I have today with me Valarie from Kenya. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I've reached out to you, or you reached out to me, and we've been going back and forth for a good while now on trying to get this set up. So I'm glad we were finally able to get this together. You sent me a pretty
Yeah.
decent list of stuff for us to talk about. And normally I
Yeah.
do my own research and look and into looking up into things, but you kind of took care of that for me.
hmm
So go ahead and let's jump right into it. Tell everybody again, Valarie from Kenya, what all you do.
Oh, thank you so much, Jamie, for having me on your show. I'm so delighted to be here. What I do with my life, I'm a lawyer by profession, and I am a women's rights activist and all matters advocacy. I'm the founder of an organization called Village Pillars Empowerment Project that empowers women with skills to run their businesses and teaches them on their rights and stuff like that. That's what I
Okay.
do. And yeah, but then the reason why I asked to come to your show is because I am so passionate about my country, and every time I get an opportunity to speak about Kenya, I seize that opportunity and let people see our country through a different light. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I knew a fair amount about Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew Kenya was one of the biggest, big countries over there in Africa that's growing and developing and all that. So, and I know we're going to get into that at some point during this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been into learning about new cultures and whatnot. Don't really have the ability to
Mm-hmm.
travel a lot right now, so I figured, hey, let's reach
Yeah,
out,
sadly.
see who we can pull, and
Mm-hmm.
see who we can talk to.
Yeah.
So go ahead, jump right into Kenya. Everything about Kenya. Let's hear it.
All right, I'm so excited. So I would like to start by saying that first of all, I know some people know this, others don't, but there's this assumption that we live in forests and we own lions and cheetahs, but that's not really the case. Well, at some point that was the case back then, back 50, 60 years ago, but now with civilization and development, people go to school, we are learned, we speak English, and we are intelligent people. So I just like people to know that. And then Kenya is found in the eastern part of Africa. Some people say that, oh, you're going to Kenya, say hi to a friend of mine from South Africa. But those like worlds apart,
Yeah,
like they're
yeah,
worlds
yeah.
apart. So it's a country on its own. It's a small, beautiful country with a population of about 48, 47 million. And a bigger percentage is young people and women. And what else? What else? What else for starters? All right. Kenya, our main language, we speak English and Swahili. So those are our national and official languages. Also, do I start with the serious stuff or with the less serious stuff?
Um, well, one thing I wanted to talk to, and
Uh-huh.
you brought it up with what you also do, being a women's rights activist, is
Mm-hmm.
over the week I learned of the very first, I think, woman from Africa won the Nobel Peace Prize for women's activism.
Ah,
Um, I,
absolutely.
yes. Can you speak a little bit about her?
Oh yeah, sure. So this amazing lady, unfortunately, she's late now. She's passed on. Her name is Wangari Maathai. Yeah, she was a lawyer by profession, and she was the first woman ever in the world to win the Nobel Peace Prize. And she won this prize by fighting for environmental justice. She
Yes.
planted millions and millions of trees in Kenya, and she was in and out of prison because of fighting for preserving certain forests such as the Mau forest, the Uhuru Park, from being owned by the government, selling it to private people to turn it into personal land. And so of course that got her into trouble, with the authorities and all that. But her desire to see that our trees and our wild resources are protected made her to win the Nobel Peace Prize, and she's one of the people I really look up to actually.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was looking at is all the hardships and being arrested multiple times and having
Mhm.
to, if I remember right, something about fighting through her divorce to like keep her name or something like that. Um, and yeah, about
Mhm.
environmental protection. That's something that we see from over here in the States. We hear about the deforestation, whether it be in South America down there or over there in
Mhm.
Africa as well. And we see that, and we don't want it to go. But I know, like you just said, a lot of it's the government trying to step in sometimes, and being, hey, let's make a resort or develop this land and
Mhm.
have like the local tribes coming through and protecting it and defending it. Like we were just
Yeah.
talking about the Crying Rock.
Mhm.
We talked about the Crying Rock, and even though I didn't see that it had stopped crying, water had
Uh-huh.
stopped coming out, so that was news to me. But I did read
Yeah.
about how the government wanted to try and step in and give it to private developers, so like make a resort around it, and the
Mhm.
local villages stepped in and be like, no, this is our home tradition and all that, and so
Yeah.
stop fully. And you actually said that's your home village, right?
Yeah, true. That's very true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And actually, in our native language, I can't quite remember it, so I wrote it down. It's called Ihongo Murui. That's like the traditional name for that area, and
Yeah.
it's like a sacred area. It's in the western part of Kenya. That's where my village is from. And there are a lot of theories about why it's crying. Maybe some people say the gods were not pleased with them, so that's why it's crying. But I know it's because of geographical reasons. That's why the water
Yeah.
will come from the center of the groove of that stone, but then it dried up, and now all you can see is just the tracks where the water was coming from.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's go into other landmarks and you said Hell's Gate Park. I never heard of that. I looked it up. I have it pulled up. Can you speak a little bit about that? Because it looks pretty cool. That's for sure.
Yeah. So the Health Gate, it's a national park towards Nakuru, Naivasha area, and it has like large caves, and it's a hub for a lot of history.
Yeah.
Comes from that area. So a lot of tourists come to see more about it. Like the caves are so big in that when you're in there, you cannot see the clouds. It's that big. So
Yeah.
it's made of of caves and all that, and yeah, it's a prehistoric area. It sort of explains part of the existence of man. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was another thing I looked up. I remember reading growing up somewhere that, scientists and all believe that humans first started down in Africa. But
Mm-hmm.
also reading now through looking into this that they're thinking it's specifically from Kenya, which I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
about. That some of
Mm-hmm.
the oldest human remains ever found are
Mm-hmm.
from Kenya, on Kenya land. Which I thought obviously was pretty cool. 'Cause I remember reading that supposedly they think we came from Africa and then branched off everywhere. But I never knew there was a certain point that they figured out. And reading now that
Mm-hmm.
they're thinking it's from Kenya. I mean, like the
Mm-hmm.
birthplace of humanity, which is that's a pretty unique title. Like obviously only
Yeah.
one spot in the whole world can have that title, and it seems Kenya has
Mm-hmm.
claimed
Mm-hmm.
birthplace of humanity. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big
Yeah.
title right there.
Mm-hmm. Very true. And I remember even we were taught when we were learning in primary and high school, we were taught about, this whole theory of man evolving from monkeys and from apes and all that. So yeah, there are a lot of skulls, remains, and remains of bones, that have been preserved over time, and allegedly, according to scientists, they say that that is where man existence,
Yeah,
originated from. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I thought that was pretty unique for sure.
Sure.
And another thing I didn't know is where Kenya got its name from, which I found out is from the Mount Kenya,
Uh-huh.
which is
Yeah.
the second, either the first or second highest peak in Kenya. Can you speak about that?
Oh yeah. So yeah. Mount Kenya is the tallest, the highest peak mountain in Kenya, and I think it's like this. It should be the second largest, the tallest mountain in Africa after Mount Kilimanjaro. And yeah, it was named by some of uh, the colonialists and the explorers who came to find out, different things, mineral resources and investment opportunities in Africa. So
Yeah.
they came and they named the mountain Mount Kenya. And then now colonialism happened. And after post-colonialism, they were like, okay, we can call our country Kenya. Though the truth of the matter is that the name Kenya, well, I don't know if it's true. It's just such a coincidence that there is a tribe in Kenya called the Kisii tribe, and they have a name called Kenya. Yeah, which means
Okay.
heritage. Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. I can definitely see that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty unique.
Yeah.
One of the things that you mentioned that you brought up in your list that you sent me were the pink
Mm-hmm.
flamingos as well, the huge flock of pink flamingos and the
Oh
wildebeest
yeah.
migration. And of course, everyone who's ever heard of Africa knows about the huge range of animals from, like I said, lions,
Mm-hmm.
rhinos,
Mm-hmm.
giraffes. Basically, any type of animal you see in the jungle is somewhere in Africa. And
Yeah.
how, we hear from the outside about certain animals, mainly
Mm-hmm.
rhinos, I know for sure we hear a lot about, are on the endangered species list and the hunting,
Mm-hmm.
trophy hunting. Kenya actually has it illegal for hunting. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming that's to preserve those animals, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that a big problem down there? Where, like, I'm assuming illegal hunting and poaching?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So as you had just said that there are a lot of endangered species of animals who they've remained like two or three or 10 of them, and they happen to be in Kenya. So when there's scarcity of anything, then the value of that thing goes up. So you get that some of the animal parts became very, very expensive, and so the people who lived in that community, because you get that this natural resources and forest border where people live. So sometimes before they had protected those areas to be, tourist attractions, the animals would, scatter into the villages and the poachers there and the people. It was actually an economic activity to hunt and to provide for your family.
Yeah.
So they will do that and they will engage in illegal poaching. But then I'm glad because laws were put in place and whatnot. And so right now it's totally illegal. It's totally
Yeah.
illegal because tourism is a big source of economy and revenue provision in Kenya. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was looking into that, and one of the things I noticed that was odd, and you brought it up as well. Big
Mhm.
export that you have, your agriculture is huge to the economy. Everything that you guys grow and export, and one of them
Mhm.
was coffee. Coffee is a
Mhm.
huge export, but also some things that I read that not a lot of Kenyans actually drink coffee. It's more of tea
Yeah.
and beer. Do you understand? Is that something you can hit on? Like, if you have it in abundance, why isn't it not really a drink? I don't drink coffee either, so
Oh,
I'd be with
okay.
you guys. Yeah, I'm all with tea all
Wow.
day long.
Okay.
But I would imagine if it's so big that the country
Mhm.
itself would have adopted drinking it as well. Is there something behind that?
Well. I do want to paint our country in a bad picture,
Yeah,
but the truth of the matter is there's a lot of bureaucracy and there's a lot of the government is in everything and it controls everything. So you get that yes, we do take coffee and tea. Well, Kenyans are lovers of tea as opposed to coffee, but then the quality of tea that we take is like the fifth, the sixth grade, and then like the best coffees in the world are from Kenya. So I really do not know if it could be a matter of the lack of inability of the Kenyans to be able to afford the tea, or if it's just a matter of bureaucracy. Because what I know is that that coffee which is exported at times even they go manufacture it there and then sell it, back to us. And I'll still
Okay.
say it's still a matter of bureaucracy, because honestly, to me, I would say that it would be better if we could come up with companies and industries which can, process this coffee, and so that we can
Yeah.
export the ready product out, rather than selling the raw product and then we buy the final product at a more expensive price. But anyway, it's a lot of government stuff and all. Yeah.
I well, I'll say coffee. The times I have tried it, it tastes bad anyway. So that
Mm-hmm.
ain't for me. I'll stick to the tea and everything else. That's my thing as
All
well.
right.
Which also
Mm-hmm.
I found out, and if I remember correctly, it was Swahili that
Mm-hmm.
chai. Here we buy, chai teas. That I
Ah,
think it
yeah.
was Swahili that chai is actually tea.
Yeah.
So when we're reading it off the supermarket stores, we see chai
Mm-hmm.
tea. It's really
Mm-hmm.
tea tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that caught me off
Absolutely.
guard. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And here I was thinking chai was like more of an Asian type word.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought, so that was definitely a unique thing that I learned today that we're reading. Oh, that says TT. That says try tea. No, 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 no. That's Swahili for tea.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Yeah. True.
Another Something else you brought up though was the Apple Siri. Can you
Yep.
explain how what that means again?
Oh yeah. So I know that most of your listeners are iOS and Apple users, and they are aware, they are informed about the, is it an application, I think it's like an AI system in the Apple phone called Siri, where you say, Siri, do this and that, and it does it for you. So in Kenya, Siri is a Swahili name to mean secret. Yeah. But
Yeah,
then, okay, so it was such a coincidence that the person, is it the CEO or the person who was coming up with the name for that particular system, in their language, in their tribe, Siri also meant, Siri also is it the name of a daughter, the second daughter of something. It's the name of a female child. So yeah, it happened to be a coincidence, and so because I think he had a daughter who he loved, so it was that, and also the fact that in Kenya, Siri means secret,
that
and
is
the fact
pretty.
that,
Yeah,
uh-huh, sorry, okay,
I'm
the
saying
fact,
that is very unique. That is very cool.
uh yeah, and I'm just thinking maybe the reason why they decided to call it that is that whatever you ask Siri to tell you, it won't, tell it out to anyone else.
Oh, hence the secret part.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I like that. That is very unique. Very, very unique. So I learned two Swahili words today, chai and Siri, which I knew
Mm-hmm.
of, but I didn't know that that was their origin where they originate from.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the other things you mentioned that you brought up is how Queen Elizabeth, over there in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
became queen while she was in Kenya. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Talk
Yeah.
about that because I didn't know that either. 'Cause I know she's been king, or she's been queen forever,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know how that all came about.
Oh yeah, so that happened, during, Kenya was colonized by the British. So we are British colony, or I would say now they call it Commonwealth countries. So you see, like the royal family, they will do trips around the countries which were the previous colonies and stuff. So it just so happened that when she was visiting Kenya at that time, that was when they had to choose, the next queen. She was specifically in Mombasa, and that's why when you get into Mombasa, there are two elephant husks which are
Yes,
like together like that. It's like a symbolism for the fact that she became queen while in Kenya, and that's why I think Kenya has a special place, I believe, in her heart, and she has done a lot of, projects, foundations to help people in Kenya. I think it's just that the fact that she became king while, I mean, sorry, queen while in Kenya. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things I looked up. I looked up major cities in Kenya, and Mombasa popped up. And yeah, I saw the arches, the elephant tusk arches. Now, I didn't know. I definitely didn't know it was because of the queen, supposedly. So that's pretty cool for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know you mentioned a lot, so I'm gonna let you basically take over here because you were
Okay.
really into wanting to talk about the future of Kenya, how Kenya's come a long way, and the developing, how it is rapidly developing. So if you want, the floor is yours right now to talk about again how Kenya is growing, what you want Kenya to become. I'm assuming in the future, and
Mm-hmm.
anything else.
Oh yeah, sure. So as I had told you earlier on the stuff I sent you about what the research I did was that um my desire is that for anyone who's listening to this and they're not Kenyan, or even if they're Kenyan, to know that Kenya has the ability to grow. In Africa, after South Africa and Nigeria, Kenya is coming to take over the top. It's going to be the biggest global, I mean, the biggest economy in Africa. And the reason why I say this is that one, Kenyans are very hardworking, they're very industrious, and they're very business minded. Kenyans prefer to do business more than being employed. So, if anyone is thinking of anywhere to invest into, talk about foreign direct investment, then I'll tell you for sure that Kenya is the best place to come. And I'll just like to reiterate what His Excellency, our President Uhuru Kenyatta, always says, that Kenya is open for business. I'll tell you why. One, you can invest in tourism. Tourism is the big industry in Africa. Kenya is the best in tourism. So if you're someone who loves traveling, if you're someone who loves exploring places, you can come and support, startup tourism companies here in Kenya, and you will love it. Another area which you can come and invest your money into is the agriculture business. And just like you said earlier, Jamie, we are the biggest exporter of tea and coffee. We are the world, like Kenya is the number one exporter of roses in the entire world. Like, we wouldn't have Valentine's Day without Kenya. So I would really encourage you guys, anyone who is, a business-minded person, you can come and venture into flower horticulture in Kenya. That's really big. Also, coffee and tea. There are a lot of young people who have amazing ideas, but they do not have people to support those ideas. And because of systemic, policies and the history which you've had, the opportunities are not open to us. So you have the money, we have the ideas. Let's see how we could work together. Another thing where I would say one can invest into is technology. We're still growing because of colonialism and all that. We have sort of dragged behind in development, but I would say that in Africa, Kenya has one of the best technologies. If there's something our president is so passionate about, is ensuring that we have good internet access, and even you can attest that even this call, it does not have any hitches as opposed to many African countries. So that is really good for business. If you're a tech savvy person, then Kenya, it could be really a good place because people have good ideas, but then they need to digitize those ideas. You can how do I put it? Like, you can marry technology with business, and you have
Yeah.
smart businesses, smart agriculture. They call it smart farming. So what I would like to say is that for all those people who are thinking where to come and invest, come to Kenya. Our laws, they are so awesome. Like, we have a lot of laws that provide tax holidays and tax incentives. This means that anyone who is investing into Kenya is given a period where they're exempted from paying taxes and all that. And we also have systems in place to ensure that your money does not go down the drain. So for me, I'll just say, come, let's do business in Kenya. People have great ideas. As a women rights activist, as someone who is in the advocacy space, I listen to young people each and every single day, and the things they tell me, the industries they want to start, the things they want to do. I just wish there could be someone who can just buy the idea, mentor them, and support them, and take Kenya to the next level. Another thing, our shilling, our currency is very stable. Our political, we are politically stable, so you can be sure that this is the right place for you to come and invest and even stay. Our climate is perfect. Our people, we are very friendly. We really love visitors and we love interacting with other people. So anyone who is thinking of moving, then Kenya definitely is the place for you to live. So that's what I have to say about my darling country, Kenya.
No, I'll say that if anyone in Kenya government's listening, if you guys
Mm-hmm.
have like a tourist slash warm greeting, I don't. If you need a board member to talk
Mm-hmm.
about the greatness of Kenya, Valerie's your person, people. I mean, just listen to her. You talk
Mm-hmm.
about passion right there. That is some passion coming from this woman. Hire her today. Hire her
Yeah,
today.
I hope they get to hear this.
One
Yeah.
thing you mentioned that
Mm-hmm.
just caught me off guard, well, didn't catch me off guard, but had a little light bulb, is the young
Mm-hmm.
kids with ideas, but not really a way to get them going. So I just
Uh-huh.
right now pulled up, I have an article here pulled up
Mm-hmm.
of some of, this is generally Africa's young um, inventors.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna bring up some of these and hopefully highlight these individuals to give, I guess, people a listen, who are listening an idea of what's going on over there. So we have
Mm-hmm.
this kid. This is Edwin. He is in contention for the Africa Prize of Engineering Innovation, and apparently him and
Mm-hmm.
some other kids went to London to show their work. And he's developed a mobile app called, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, so I'm assuming it's in Swahili or some other African language. So help me out
Mm-hmm.
here if I understand this.
No problem.
Usalama?
Aha, usalama.
Okay, okay. So this app that a 16-year-old has created, a mobile phone app that a 16-year-old has created, offers a distress call function to users in areas where high rates of crime are. And it
Mm-hmm.
is a way of solution to Kenya's 999, whatever that is. I'm assuming you know what 999 is.
Mm-hmm.
A 16, I'm assuming a kid from Kenya, 16
Yeah.
year old, made a mobile phone app. I'm not that tech savvy, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming apps and programs can, that's all coding and stuff, which is a foreign language to me. So I don't ever understand any of that. So
Mm-hmm.
16-year-old kid down in Kenya, Africa, can create a mobile phone app and get selected to go to London for an innovation award.
Uh-huh.
Come on now. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's see, we have, who else we got? We have a Peter. He
Mm-hmm.
created an econ wheelchair. Say his creation, assembled from electronics, can climb stairs, go off road, and allow users to stand upright, while it also is a data mapping tool. Hello. Peter hopes his invention will help Kenya's 1.5 registered disabled to integrate into the workplace and combat stigma. How old is
Mm-hmm.
this kid? This kid, Peter. So this kid, it doesn't, I'm not seeing where it shows his age, but I have a picture of him. Peter Myrio, or Miria is his last name. But he built an electronic wheelchair for disabled Kenyans to go out into the workplace.
Yeah.
That is amazing right there.
Mhm.
So, if any tech people are out listening from other countries right now who are wanting to help out, Peter and Edwin from Kenya down in Africa need some help. It looks like he's got a
Absolutely.
prototype of an electronic wheelchair that climbs stairs. If that
Mhm.
kid can't get no help,
Amazing.
that is amazing.
Amazing.
That is some really really awesome stuff right there. So yeah, it
Mhm.
seems definitely Kenya is on its way up the the ladder.
Yep.
Hopefully everything works out for Kenya, you Valerie as well.
Mhm.
I want to thank you again for coming on and talking about Kenya, and
Mhm.
hopefully something comes up. Hopefully you get some government person calls you up and be like, "Hey, we heard you. You're passionate.
Ah.
We want to come on board. You let us know. You name your price." that,
Mhm. Absolutely.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Before we go, Valerie, is there anything else you would like to say?
Oh, okay. Let me assume this is like my final words. What I can just say is that what can I say? What I can say is that the future is African, the future is Kenya, and I just want to repeat the word that if anyone is thinking of anywhere to invest in large scale, to invest their income, to invest their businesses. Kenya is that place for you. Kenya is that place for you. We will welcome you with open hands and would like people to know that it's just not all about the poor people you see on TV, with torn clothes and all. We have intelligent people. We have people with brains out here who are doing great things that just yet to be discovered. So God bless Kenya and God bless you all. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, Valerie, I appreciate it. This is one of my favorite ones right now for sure. That hear someone with such passion about their country. It was awesome.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it. And if I go to Kenya, I'm calling you up, okay?
Absolutely.
I'm calling you. I want a tour.
Absolutely.
I want to see the Crying Rock,
Uh-huh.
Hell's Gate, all this.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna find Peter and we're gonna get him some help on his wheelchair, hopefully. That is awesome.
Oh
I
yeah.
appreciate you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Valerie, for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me and you're welcome to Kenya. Anytime you come, just let me know.
I will do that. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Very much welcome. Bye bye.